Custom Creations by Lo. Today we're going to do several molds, 2 of which I made and 2 of which I recently purchased from Hobby Lobby. The 2 I made the mold from this cross. I purchased it at Hobby Lobby, and this is the mold. And today will be the first time we're pouring it, and then also the one I made, I think I showed on a previous video, is they were made from these backless brooches, and this is the mold. So we're going to do those, and I'm going to do what I'm going to call the earrings or the backless brooches. I'm going to do in this Mr. Glitter, or the Glitter Glide Plum Crazy Ultra Fine Glitter. I think that'd be really pretty in those. In the cross, we're going to try to keep it transparent. So I'm using the alcohol ink. It's blue, and I do not know, or rather I cannot pronounce the name of this alcohol ink, but I did buy it off of Amazon, so I will link it in my description. The other 2 molds, again, I showed this before in my haul, is this little bow mold. Have a hard time with that. And we're going to be using Tiffy Blue Paste by Eye Candy. And then for our other mold from Hobby Lobby, the holographic lotus mold, I'm going to be using the Diankapours Hypnotic, which is very dark, so it should show up these holographics very well. Now I went ahead and I've mixed up 8 total ounces of resin. It was part A and part B of Bond Crafter. This is the part A. And part B, again, it's 1:1. And I mixed up a total of 8 ounces. So that's 4 ounces each. So what we're going to do first is see if I can get this to split out. I am going to set a few things over here off to the side. And we will do the 2 molds that I made first. And then we will do the other 2. Now I did put the resin through the debubbler for like 7 minutes. And then I just spritzed it with some 99% isopropyl alcohol, and it's degassed very well. So what I'm going to do is, I know that these little backless brooches don't take a lot, so we're just going to mix up some in one of our little cups that we got here, and mix that up and see how much that takes. So I'm going to put in, I'll go from, let's see here first. If that's not enough, then we can always add more to it. Set that out of our way so you can see. And get one of my little spoons and a small stick so we can mix it. Don't think I've used this one yet. This one is one of the ones I purchased on sale at Amazon, at Hobby Lobby, that I had showed you also on my haul. Hope everybody's doing good today. I had a wonderful evening yesterday. Got to go to dinner at a very nice restaurant with my friend and her husband and my husband. Isn't that pretty? So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These little spoons. We'll see how it looks. And again, if we need to add more, we can. It's so pretty. It's pretty before you put it under this resin, but now it's absolutely gorgeous. Now, before I forget, I do want to give a big, huge thank you to my shop supporter. She was kind enough to buy me a coffee, And I appreciate you, Jeannie B. That was awfully sweet of you, so thank you. You did not have to do that, but I certainly appreciate it. And like I said before, all those monies will go back into supplies for the channel. Like, I'm getting ready to put an order in for some more resin and probably some more silicone rubber, so that will really help out a lot. So thank you very, very much. All right, let's see. We might add just maybe one tiny more spoonful in there, just to make sure. Okay. Alright, now if we have any extras, we will of course dig into the magic mold box and see what we can find. I know some people really like that. Now all of my little paper towels that I so neatly pulled off before I started the video are trying to blow around the room. Alright, so I am going to give the molds just a quick little spritz of alcohol. Since they are hand poured, I don't want to do a lot. Alright, we'll squish it, just kind of squeeze them around a little bit. I've only made this one as, tried it out with some UV resin thus far, and it was okay. I mean, it was pretty. So that's why I want to do it with regular UV resin, just to see what it looks like. Go ahead and close this glitter up so I don't knock it off and it go everywhere. Now, as much fun as that may be for you to watch me have to clean it up, it would not be that much fun for me to have to do that. So thank you for not wishing that upon me. Okay. These little cups are good for like stuff like this. Yeah, but probably mixed up way too much. We're going to stop there. Put some on the other one. And with hand trim molds, you don't want to take it all the way up to the top. So let's just give these a little bit of squish around, kind of like this, kind of like that. Okay, and then we'll put a little more into it. Okay, so we are going to have some beautiful purple colors left up, or left to do something with. So we will set this mold aside and set that right there with it. Okay, so this one, like I said, I have not poured yet, so I'm not quite sure how much it's going to take. I do want to keep it pretty transparent, so we can hopefully see the shine in it. Like I said, I'm curious to see what it looks like truly poured. All right, so we're going to take one of these little silicone cups, mix the blue into it. Let's see, I'm thinking this might take about 40 mils, so we're just going to pour that in there. And again, if we have to mix up more, then we will. Yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and do, that's one thing I don't like about these, is you have to hold it up to the light to see the numbers. I need to take a marker and blacken them. So I'm sure you noticed, once again, I have managed to tear the top of the glove, but it doesn't affect the bottom. I'm not using UV, so we should be good, and that's why I have not changed it out. There's no sense in wasting it. All right. Let's get that set there. And I know I've used this one before because it's almost empty. 2, 3. We put 3 drops in there. We'll see what that looks like. We can always add more. Like I said, I want to keep it pretty translucent. Do want to scrape your sides because we know that mica powders and alcohol inks likes to stick to the sides of our cups. And if you don't know that, well, you do now. Now, usually with a color like this, you can look down into the depth of it to see, you know, if you're going to be pouring it that deep, to see what the color is going to be. This mold is not that deep, so we will test the color on a paper towel just to see where we are at before we pour it, in case we need to add some more alcohol ink. All right, let's see what we got. Yeah, and see, that's very pretty. I think that's about where we want to be to keep it transparent. What do y'all think? It's a very pretty basic blue. And again, if we have leftover of this particular color, then we'll just put it in something. Again, I'm going to give it just a quick little spritz. Just so we can avoid any bubbles that I just stirred into it from the color. It's really not many edges that could grab and hold the bubbles in, but, and I'm just going to start here in the middle. And let it just kind of flow into the other areas. And again, it is a hand cut mold, so we don't necessarily want to fill it all the way up. Let's give that a little squeezy. I'm going to give it just a little tiny bit more. And I am going to take my dotting tool to go around this, just because if you look at the original or the master, it does have these like little grooves in there, so I just want to make sure that no bubbles are sitting in there. A few little bubbles come out of there, off the sides, so we'll get those. And just go around all the edges. All right. Okay, Oh yeah, we have plenty of the blue left, plenty. So we will set that there. We will set the cross over here. I'm going to go ahead and give both of those a quick little spritz. And then we'll go on to our next one. So, the next one I want to do is, set that there, that can sit on there, is the Tiffy Blue. I'm excited for this color. I've not used it yet. It is from, like I said, from Eye Candy. The mold is from Hobby Lobby. I know this, I don't think this ever, I even opened, well, I did open it to see what it looked like when I first purchased it. Because I was excited to see. Let's go ahead and get that off. Now this will have to be stirred really well, so we're going to do that first. As you can see. What I do know is with these pastes, it does not take a lot at all to give you the color that you are wanting. I am loving Eye Candy paste. And the great thing is I have a discount code in my description box. So go check it out. All right, so we're going to scrape this off the sides, the top, just because we're, like I said, we're not going to need that much color. I'm going to put it in here. If we need to add more, we will, of both resin and the paste. See how quick that just turned? I mean, you saw how much I sprayed pretty much all of it off. And I do want this to be a nice soft color. Isn't it pretty? With paste, you would definitely want to make sure you mix it in really well. Otherwise, it will be streaky. Make sure you get it off the side of your cup or whatever you're using to put your resin in. As well as once you think you've got the color you want, take your stick out or whatever you're stirring with, wipe it off, and then re-stir. Now, I have a feeling that we're going to need just a little more resin in this, so I am going to add just a little more from the other cup. Before I wipe my stick off, since I think I'm going to need some more. Okay. That's gorgeous color. Oh, so pretty. I think this would be really pretty embellished with either silver or gold once they cure, so we'll check that out. I do have some chrome markers from this resin that I could try, or I could actually do rhinestones, but we'll see once it cures. See how that color on the side? That's what we want to make sure we get off, because we don't want it streaking. Alright, so I'm satisfied with that basic color. Let's get that off. So I'm going to go ahead and wipe my stick off. See how it all just sticks on there? And then we will stir it some more, because yes, you can see a little bit of streaking in there still. Hopefully you can see that. Okay. That looks pretty good. A little something in there. That did not belong in there. All right, we can do a little switch of alcohol. This really doesn't have a lot of places for bubbles to want to stick to, but definitely won't hurt to try to get rid of it, right? Okay. Just saw something in the mold. Which, like I said, this is the first time I've used this mold, as well as it was just taken out of the packaging, so. Okay. Oop. Alrighty. I think we're going to need just a little bit more, or this is going to be perfect. But I'm thinking it might need a little more. We'll see. So we definitely want to make sure we dome this so we don't have a bunch of trimming to do. No, friends, I think we're going to be perfect on this one. Make a notation, because, you know, for me, that don't happen often. Just getting a couple popsicle sticks, because I know this thing doesn't set quite level. So before I put all the rest of that in there to make sure it is level, I'm going to go ahead and move it up. And put those sticks under it. We'll put one under it and see how that does. Yeah. I think one stick is going to do it. Let's see if we can get the rest of this in there. I don't know if we can or not, but we will try. I think we're going to be able to get it all in there. Yep, we got it. We got it. We got it. Awesome. Okay. We'll clean our cup here in a few minutes. I'm not going to worry about that right now, but I did want to get this spatula done so we can use it on our next one. Alright. Take some alcohol. Quick spritz to get rid of those little rising bubbles that I saw. And that looks to be a perfect pour. Okay. Next but not least is our holographic lotus flower mold. And it's in this little plastic holder thing. And I think I'm going to leave it in there so when I go to move it, it'll be a lot easier. What do y'all think? You see a couple of spots in there that I'm not quite sure what it is. Again, this is the first time I've even opened the mold or used it, so hopefully, because it's not coming up, hopefully it does not affect the outcome. That would be very sad. I don't think you can see it here, but there's like little speckly somethings there, right? I don't know if you can see it, but anyway, it's right there, and this is not removing it. A little brush here. See what that is. Looks like some lint or something. Could be from paper towel, but this other is definitely not from the paper towel. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and mix up our Diankapours Hypnotic in the remainder of this resin. So pretty. Look at this. Isn't that gorge? Alright, we're just going to take a different spoon that's dry and get us some powder. Move it here so I don't get on anything. You can put about 2 good sizes like that in and see where we're at. Like I said before, you want to make sure you get your sides good because the powder and alcohol inks, they love to stick there. As you can see. The resin is warming up because, like I said, it did go through the debubbler, and when it goes to that, it tends to heat up faster. So we're going to try to get this done. Isn't that pretty? It's so deep, it's on dark, deep blue that it's almost black looking. So pretty. Okay, I think we're ready. A little alcohol over there. Don't miss that side. Now with the holographics, the darker the color that you use, the prettier it will be, and you will see the holographics better. I don't know, I may have to take those. Well, let's put a stick underneath that. Check it out from the side. Oh yeah, that's nicely domed. All right, so that means we have to go to our magic box of molds and see what we want to pour. Looks like there's something there in that one. Brown, I don't know what that was. I'm looking at this cross. I think I'm going to add just a little tiny bit more to it. All right, folks, we'll be back in just a minute. I am going to pause you for a moment while I go look in the box of molds, so hold tight. All right, so in our box of molds, I've come up with a little bear and a little hippo. I'm not sure we'll have enough to do both. But what I thought I would do is take this Hypnotic from Diankapours and try it in the bear. See how far we get with it. And we may mix some of the purple we have left over or some of the lighter blue. I don't know. We'll just see what happens. So I've already spritzed the little bear with some alcohol, squished him around so it gets into his little ears. And let's go ahead and get that in there. Oops. So I'm going to squish his ears and things before we finish him. And set him there. You can see that's getting really sticky, so oh well. We're going to get it in there. I don't think we're going to get him 100% filled up with just this color, which is fine. Like I said, I can pour in some of this other color that's left. The Hippo's not quite as big as this little guy or girl. Alright. I think that's all we're going to get out of that, especially since it is sticky. And let's go with the purple, I think, because it's getting pretty thick too. I'll take a stick and kind of swirl it in there and mix it up. So I'm doing this. I do want to say thank you to everybody that has showed up to watch. Thank you for subscribing, and to my new subscribers, thank you so much for joining us. Please make sure you like, share, comment, hit that notification bell so that you can be notified the next time I have a new video coming out. I'm trying to get better at getting them uploaded faster, so thank you for helping me increase my numbers. It is awesome, awesome, awesome. So once we get this finished in here, we will come back at D mode. I am not going to put these on to the heat mat straight ways, just so that it will have a time, you know, to degas just a little bit, which I'm just going to take my stick in here now and just kind of blend in this purple with this Hypnotic. It may or may not show, it's hard to tell. But it's very pretty together, I will say that. And let's see. It's not quite enough to finish him off, so you know what? I'm sure the blue, the dark blue will eat up the rest of this blue that I'm putting in here to top him off. And I just dripped it into my Tiffy blue. That sucks. I'll have to get a stick under this little guy. Let me get a stick. Let me get a stick. Okay, wipe my hands off so I can get out that little bit I just dripped into the Tiffy blue. I mean, it would probably be on the back, but I still don't want it there, so. Don't want to mess with it too much because, like I said, it is kind of tacky or sticky. Not tacky per se, but definitely sticky. All right. Let me get this little Hippo. Now, I don't know if we'll have enough to totally fill him up, but if we don't, we can make him a drip mold. Let me clean up my spatula first so we can use it. Okay. I did put alcohol down into it. So let's just get it done. Now, probably, if I hadn't had to use any for the other mold, we would have had the perfect amount for this little one, which is fine. I can always mix up a little bit more just to finish it out. Which I may do. I may mix up just about another 15-20 mils. Just so we can get it finished off. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to put you on a fast forward for that, so you don't have to sit and watch me do that, and we'll get it done. Okay, everybody, so like I said, I got all those poured, got all the extras poured. So once it's time for demold, I will bring you back. We've got quite a few extras. I got to do a pendant, which I'll probably backfill or put a back cover on it with UV resin once it's cured. And then also was able to do my mold that I made with some random pieces. It was like dolphins, our little butterfly friends, and a couple shells, seahorses, crabs. So once everything's cured, I will bring you back in. We will demold everything and take it from there. So I hope everybody has an awesome evening, and I will see you back. Bye. Hello everybody, it's Lo with Custom Creations by Lo. Again, it's time for a demold of all the things we made yesterday. I did let them set overnight. I do want to apologize in advance for any noise you may hear. My neighbor across the road was having a tree cut down, and they are literally almost in my yard and blocking the road. So yeah, so if you hear anything, I apologize in advance, but I did want to go ahead and get this finished because I'd like to have this video posted tomorrow for you. I just saw the piece on this mold that I want to trim. I don't know why. I guess when they were making the mold, for some reason it didn't get off there, but here we go, just a little tiny piece. Alright, so let's start with the extras, which would be our little shells and crabs and dolphins and the butterflies from a mold that I had made. Well, a mold I made from some pieces I already had. So there's our little seahorse. And I'm not going to show you all of these. I did have some overpour on these, but I'll worry about them at another time. So that's one of the crabs. There's another one. One of the shells. A little starfish. And let me see if I can get this dolphin out. A little dolphin. Another little dolphin. And I won't show you all the butterflies because they're all the same. So there's a butterfly. There's a butterfly. And they're really pretty in the blue. So I'll just get the rest of these out. Get a little bit of overpour in them, but that's okay. So we'll remove those out of our way. Next thing we are going to do is this pendant. I'm not sure how it turned out. I took the rest of the blue that we had and then dotted in a little bit of white mixed in with some of the blue to try to make it a little swirl pattern. So let's see how it turns out. And that's kind of cool. I don't know if you can see that or not, but let me put it on something white so you might have a better idea. Oh, that ain't white, dummy. Here we go, paper towel. So there it is. Hopefully y'all can see that. Okay, so that's our little pendant. And then we have our bear and our little hippo. We'll do the hippo first because he's a little smaller. I do like this blue. I hope you don't get any bubbles in him or her. There we go. I have to get the edge of the mold. I guess I just a little bit of overpour on him. I'll have to trim that off. I can just take a nail file with that. May have to put a little bit of alcohol in here. Kind of get that suction broke loose. Because he does have a rather large head, and it definitely helps to break that suction loose. Okay. Ooh, he wanted to take a trip around my room almost. I'm sorry, I hope you don't see this. I'm having to put it against me. Goodness. There we go. Little fat head. You a fat head. Oh. He's actually perfect. No bubbles. And he's see-through. Isn't he pretty? Like I said, I have a little trim down here. I can take that and just pretty much get to my fingertips. But I'll just let it continue to soften. I mean, cure up, because it is still just a little soft. Then I'll just take a nail file and, you know, kind of go like this. Whoops. You know, against the edge like that. And it'll come right off. But he's cute. I love how that blue looks in there. What do y'all think? All right, let's see how our little bear is. Now, we had did this with some of the Diankapours Hypnotic, and then I mixed in some of the purple that I had poured in one of these other molds, and mixed that in, and I believe actually a little bit of the blue that was left too. So let's see. Ouch. That was a little sharp edge right there. Need to trim that for sure, because it didn't cut me, but it almost did. I think I got this mold, and maybe it was this mold and the Hippo that came together off Amazon. And then one of them I had gotten from Temu, just a bear. So I have two of these. I don't know if this is the Temu one or the Amazon one. Let's see, put a little algae in there. He's got a big head too. All right, let's try that. There we go. It's a miracle what alcohol can do for us, isn't it? All right. Oh, that's actually cute the way it turned out. I won't have to do his feet. Look, it actually made his little feetsies in that purple. I don't see it really anywhere else. That's kind of funny, but it's also kind of cute. So it'll give me some options for decorating. No bubbles. Get alcohol off so I can see. What a cutie. There's you can see a little bit of the glitter right underneath his neck. You really have to look though. But isn't that funny how his little paws came out? That is cute. Cute, cute. All right, so let's go to the other two molds that I had made. As a reminder, this mold was made with two of these broochless backs, and I thought it would be cute to do two of them, like if you want to make earrings or something. And I've not poured these in regular epoxy, so we'll see. Oh, let me get both of them out so you can see them together. That's gorgeous. Look at those, y'all. Aren't they pretty? That glitter just made them really sparkle. Got a little trimming to do, but again, it's pretty soft. Those would make such pretty earrings, or, you know, like, imagine putting it on our little bear here. Isn't that cute? Those turned out really pretty. I like how sparkly they are. Hopefully y'all can see the, see that? Very nice. Okay, now this mold here, again, it's a mold I made. I've not poured it in epoxy resin before, so it was made, the mold was made from this cross that I had purchased at Hobby Lobby. Oh, it turned out really pretty. Got a little bit of trimming up on it. But what do y'all think? No bubbles. Just to think this one done maybe in like silver outline, you know, do the cross in, and maybe that, because it is like a little, it looks like it's little textured lines there, like it's actual wood on the top of it here and around the, you know, that edge. But that is really pretty, really pretty. Quite pleased with myself on that one. You got a little, oops, there it goes. Just a little slight trimming, but all in all, I think I would call my handmade molds a success. And the container I made the mold in was a little container I purchased from at the Dollar General. It's a 2-compartment container with the little snap lids, and it was perfect for that, perfect size. And the fact that it has a cover actually, you know, was able to help me keep, you know, any dust or stuff from flying in the air onto it. So it made a great housing. Okay, so now our other 2 pieces that we did, they were both molds from Hobby Lobby. One is a bow and one is the holographic lotus flower coaster. I mean, I don't know if I'd use it as a coaster. I guess it would depend. Somebody might would want to. I'm just going ahead, there's a little bit of a piece on here. I'm going to go ahead and trim off. Well, actually, I may not even, didn't even need those, but this is our bow, so let's go ahead and get it out. We have a little bit of overpour there. I think when I was moving it to the heat mat, it probably got a little caterwaul or something, because everything else was fine. Oh yeah, see? What do you think? Do you have a little trimming to do? Which I'll do that real quick. And then I'll take a nail file and just smooth it down. But this way you can see what it looks like. And I'll probably take, I think I'm going to try to take some rhinestones that are crow markers and do this line here that goes around. And then maybe do the center with some rhinestones. I'm not sure. But that Tippy Blue by Eye Candy is gorgeous in this. That was, or I can't hold on to Tippy Blue by Eye Candy. Do y'all see that? But yeah, I really like it. I may make another one of these to match. So if somebody wanted to use them for, you know, a wall hanging or whatever, they could do that. It does not have any holes in it, but it'd be really easy to either put something on the back of it here, or like an eye hook in the middle so it could hang by ribbons. These would actually be pretty too for like trees or wreaths. What do y'all think? But I love this Tiffy blue. Of course, I love blue anyway, but I like the different shades. My favorite is cobalt blue. All right, our piece de resistance, our lotus flower. Now, I did leave it in the little plastic container that it came in just because that was really convenient to move it. So we're just going to peel it out of the mold. There's our plastic. I do have a little bit of trimming to do on this. I can see again, I think that's from where I moved it over to my heat mat. So I'm thinking with this color, we should really, that I poured it in the Diankapours Hypnotic. Again, it's right here. I think that it should show up really well. We'll miss that later. Oh, y'all, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? That color just makes all of the holographics just pop. I'm envisioning this. This does have a few little lines in it, man. And that I was talking about yesterday, the spot that I saw in it is in the mold. But if you're looking close at it, you know, like this, you'll see it. But with the holographics in there, I don't know if you could actually see it or not. But anyway, so I'm thinking we may top coat this after I put either some acrylic paint or marker in here just to seal it in. And maybe that will also, I don't know if it's going to hide that or not, but yeah, that is gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Let me go ahead and get this trimmed. I'll have to take a nail file into this one too, just to make sure the edge is all cleaned up. Okay, yep, just nail file for that. And we got a little bit down here. Yeah, I was sitting on my front porch, and once I watered my flowers on my front porch, and watching these people doing the tree, and the neighbors, and people that drive through our neighborhood. A lot of them don't even live here, because they couldn't get through, would turn around in our yard and everything, and it just annoyed me. So I was like, I need to come inside for my patience tolerance level gets too low. So I told my husband, I said, I'm going upstairs. I'm going to be working on a video so that I don't get annoyed overly. So that's why I'm in here now rather than later on like normal. I will say that the company that is doing the work, I myself would probably not hire them. only because when we did all of our trees on our other property next door, like I said before, we'll be building a house on that property. You know, they made sure that nobody was inconvenienced. They did not go on, you know, anybody else's property or have debris go on their property. And I cannot say the same for this company thus far. So, and we do have some other trees that we'll be cutting down once we start grading the property next door. Let me get this back in here because I do like that little tray that it sits in. There we go. Easy breezy cover girl. And I kept the plastic it was in as well. Although, you know what? I think the top coat that, I'm going to just put it back in the tray. Maybe. We'll see. For right now, we'll put it there. So, I am going to finish these and bring you back. I was going to put you on a fast forward for it, but I don't know how loud that racket is back there for y'all, you know, the background. So I'm going to, well, you know what? I could put you on a fast forward because I can detach the audio. So if you're interested in that, keep watching, and I'll fast forward you to this.